All right. What could we possibly be talking about? Circle gets the square.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Before we get to that, how are you, Mr. Canova?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Just a programming note. Next week, probably no show Tuesday and Wednesday, unless Kathy wants to amp up and
Nope.
run the system. There'll be no
Why?
show on
What's up?
Tuesday.
What's next? What's next
I
Tuesday?
have to take my dad to an
Oh,
appointment.
okay.
So,
Paul. We could get Paul.
Yeah, Paul can run it.
are you kidding me? How is he going to do that with his arms crossed? Really? Come on now.
He just reminds me of what's that ventriloquist guy?
Jeff
Oh.
Dunham.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham.
Yep.
With
Walter.
Yeah, Walter.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
He does. So we're going to get into some town business. Maybe we know or we don't know, but we're going to go ahead and
Well, we know what we know, right?
we know what we know. But first, Kathy has a subject to get into.
I do.
Yes.
What's the
What do
subject?
you got?
I don't know.
I have a subject to
You
get
have a
into.
whole ton of them.
Oh, do you really want me to get into one of those? I don't
No,
know.
we'll do that first.
Do what first? I'm confused.
Jeez, I thought she was having a baby or something.
No, I'm like, what am I supposed to be knowing about? I don't. I'm lost. Do you
Did
want
you
me
know?
to go ahead?
Did you know today is National Corned Beef Hash Day?
Ugh.
Huh.
No, I
Yes.
didn't.
It is Corned Beef Hash Day today. You know, this is not right.
Learn something new every day.
What's not right?
What is today?
The first,
Oh, Jesus.
October 1st.
October
You
1.
reload the page and it still goes to the old one. Dirk. It's CD player day. Yes.
How many people still have CD players? And not just have them, but use them regularly.
I use one downstairs. I have one of those CD, cassette, albums,
Oh, yeah.
AM,
Yep.
FM things.
Mhm.
And I use it, and I've got, I don't know if it's a multi-disc or not. I just found out recently that there's one in my truck. It's been in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's under the...
So
lift up the
technically
center
we
bar.
own one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And I, use,
all
it,
right,
and
all
I use
right.
it in my truck.
I think my car still has one too, but I don't think I've ever used it.
I didn't know I had it till 6 months ago.
Laura says, Happy October, everyone. Where did September
Seriously, I know.
True.
I know. It was here and poof.
go? Poof, it's
Gone.
gone.
Mhm.
It's like we wait for school to start. And then it's like, screw it. It's just going to take off from there.
It's weird. It's like it's summer and it's hot and everyone's complaining about how hot it is. And it's like kids go back to school, boom,
Yeah.
leaves are changing. It's
Yeah.
cool weather. It's it's so
And it just
bizarre
means
how
work.
fast.
Yep.
How fast it just like changes.
Cleaning up leaves.
Kathy, you may
don't do
want to
that.
know this. You may want to know this
We'll see.
with Ada Potato.
Yeah.
Okay. Today is National Black Dog Day.
I saw that. Somebody posted that on Facebook today.
Yeah,
I saw
National
that.
Black Dog Day.
Yep. I got one of those.
It's also National Fire Pup Day.
Fire pup.
Like
Huh.
a, like a
Dalmatian.
Like a-
Dalmatians,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
International Music Day.
It's pretty broad.
How about International Raccoon Appreciation Day? That's today.
Huh.
So,
Appreciate your raccoons, folks.
what do they do other than getting your garbage?
Trash pandas. I don't know.
Yeah.
They look so cute, but they're
They are
not.
cute. They are
but they
cute.
are not.
I don't know. I think they're pretty cool.
Why have you gone up to one and said, let's be friends?
Tried to pet it and be
a
like,
kid-
oh.
Yeah,
kid I went to grammar school in the 7th grade. He had one as a pet. He caught it small and he raised it, and it was cool.
Well, that's
I mean, it
different,
really
I
was
guess.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it got to a certain point in life where it just wandered off into the woods and never
And that
came
was
back
it,
again.
yeah.
But he used to bring it to school. He used to let you do that, right?
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
get some rabies shots and you can bring him to school.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. It was neat.
Rich, for you, it's International Day of Older Persons.
I'll pick on the old guy, right?
What is they?
Paul's not here, so I'm going to get
You
it.
got it. Yeah.
What is considered an older person?
I don't know.
I'm not there yet.
Let's see if there's any kind of description for this holiday that you should be celebrating that you didn't know existed in the first place.
It's pretty much all of them so far
Yeah, right.
that you've mentioned.
There is
National Pink Sunglasses
nothing.
Day.
Yeah, right.
There is nothing. Let's see what this says. International Day of Older Persons, October 1st. This is actually something put out by the United Nations.
Interesting.
Well,
On this International Day of Older Persons, let's commit to strengthen care and support systems that honor the dignity of older persons and caregivers.
And caregivers.
But what's older?
Right. And the caregivers could be younger.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like
In some cases, they could
celebrate
be older.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any kind of age,
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
whatever, any age limit there. So, okay. All right. So it's the International Day of Older Persons. How about International Music Day? That is today. National Book It Day.
Book it, as in like book an appointment?
Books. No, reading books.
Oh, reading a book.
Mhm.
Okay.
How now, brown cow? National Fruit at Work Day.
No idea.
I don't make the rules.
I work from home, so I guess that's every day. I always
Okay.
have fruit at home. So,
National Green City Day.
green as in like.
Like the color
like
green, the greenery. and
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
could be
thinking you
anywhere.
meant green as in like.
Hug the
environment.
earth green.
Environment, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, so green like the color green?
No, that's what it says.
Huh.
Well, make me look. I will look.
Maybe you got to be Irish for that.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
Marianne
right?
Joseph.
That should be on the 17th of March, right?
Let's see. Of course, nothing there. What does this say? For National Green Day.
Green Day or Green City? Is it Green
Huh?
City?
Green City Day.
Green City
I'm
Day.
going to say because Green Day is a band, right?
Yes. Maybe that's what Fryer meant. He says, has anyone woken Green Day up?
Ah,
21st night of September.
When September ends. Remember that song? It goes, when September. That's,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. September's ended.
What is a
Wait,
green city?
yeah.
Also known as a sustainable city.
yeah, that's
Oh, so it's green, the environment.
Grass.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
right.
that, yeah,
Yep.
hug the
Water.
earth stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
That was pretty clever. Scott came up with that with Green Day. That was
No,
when
we-
September ends.
Yeah.
That's, I hadn't thought of it.
well, that was
way.
Laura actually.
Oh,
did
Laura?
that. Yeah. Scott's not that smart. World Vegetarian Day. So it's Fruit at
Does-
Work
I
Day
like-
and Vegetarian
I like-
Day.
I like my steak.
Yep,
Yeah.
does not apply.
Model T Day, as in a car.
Oh, okay.
Today's show brought
That's
to you by
kinda
the
cool.
letter
You
T.
got any of those hanging around? Or maybe
No.
Paul's got one of those hanging around.
He was probably born in one.
National Hair Day.
Yeah,
Oh.
a lot on that one too.
All right, and the last one that I'm going to mention, gentlemen, it is now time to hand in your man cards. It's National Pumpkin Spice Day.
Oh, stop.
Yuck.
No. If you're doing that, oh, stop.
Stop.
I like my pumpkin spice.
Ugh. Gross.
I put pumpkin spice in my coffee, and I didn't let anybody know.
Oh, jeez.
'Cause
You're a closeted pumpkin spicer.
a little bit.
I like pumpkin pie, but I'm just not
I don't.
pumpkin spice coffee. I don't know.
The only pumpkin thing I like is pumpkin bread. Actually, that
Yeah.
reminds me. I need to get my mom's recipe on that. I haven't had that in a while. I like pumpkin bread. Other than that, I don't do pumpkin pie, spice, the coffee.
Huh?
Not
All right,
not
well,
a fan.
those are the holidays that you should be celebrating.
Today.
I mean, everybody's celebrating those, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Christine says, good morning over in Grizzled News and Notes. Ken Willie says, why aren't we wearing green?
I've got like a greenish on.
No,
And then he says, wake him up when September ends.
Yeah. Yep.
it's over.
Yep.
That's right.
It does go by fast.
September, check again, tough guy.
I need
don't
to
know
get
what
my
that
mom's. I haven't gotten those yet. I am behind on
means.
stuff.
Hi there, Mom.
I need to get my mom's. I got
Did
my, what was it, Project Safegrad or whatever. I got my tickets for my mom's, but I got to go pick
Oh.
them up. I haven't done that yet. All I've got now are dead plants in my like flower pots. I've got 2 by my door, 1 in my driveway. They're just dead.
You know how you notice, you know how you know when the chair you're sitting on is really not the one for you? Is that when your ass is too big for it and you just slide right off of it? You know what I mean?
Is that why this one's
No, I
over
don't,
here?
Mike.
Is this one yours?
Tell me about it. I don't have a clue.
So it's like, I'm like,
You saying it's time for a new chair?
I think either a diet
new
or a bigger
ass.
chair. Yeah, or that too, yeah. Be doing squats after the show. That won't help either because I'll back it up with a cake.
Oh my God.
I love cake.
You deserve a little reward if you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Always rewarding myself with food. Don't we do that? Isn't that
Yep.
what we do?
Mm-hmm. Food is yummy.
Yeah, I bought a bag of Kit Kats yesterday, so.
Mm-hmm.
Scott says, thank you for supporting Kathy.
You're welcome. I got tickets from him for my mom's.
Oh,
I just have to go pick them up. I was dropping off a sign the other day to him, and we exchanged. I dropped off the sign, and I got mom tickets.
gotcha. Good. All right. So, anything else before we get into the meat and bones of?
Oh, I've got a lot of. I mean, it
What do you
depends on
got?
what you want to.
Tell me what you want. What you really want.
I'll tell you what I want.
I wanna zigga zigga.
So, what is the most useless thing you have memorized that you don't need for anything, but it's just one of those dumb things that you have memorized that
My driver's license.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on
but
that.
you use that though.
Yeah,
Sometimes
or
but you use that to like
when?
fill out forms and stuff here and there. Like once in a
No.
while
Once
you have
in
to
a
fill
while,
it out.
you do get asked.
I
and
do have
it's
that.
not- it's not often, but I do know
But once in a
mine.
while, yeah.
Yeah.
How about your third grade teacher's last name?
Wakely.
Mine was Fabrikevich. And
Okay.
we needed to know how to spell it. And I remember in third grade, we had a spelling test and she put her name on it.
I
And
remember
to this
all my
day,
teachers'
I
names
still remember how to spell.
from kindergarten. Yep.
Yep. I still remember how to spell that name. Like,
Really?
Since third grade.
Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But I
Out.
mean,
Time out.
but why would I need to know? Like, why does my brain remember my third grade
know.
teacher's
I
spelling?
remember things. I remember things like when I was like 2, but just like scenes,
Mhm,
right? Not
mhm.
complete situations.
Mhm.
I can remember living in upstate New York. I mean, it was weird. So I was born here, born at Bacchus, and then we went to live in upstate New York with my dad's mom.
Mhm.
So I remember sitting in a high chair watching Bozo the Clown and having my grandmother bring me strawberries.
Wow.
I was like 2.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were in a high chair, you must have been pretty young.
I remember bobbing for apples in
Yep.
that house during Halloween. I remember, and I don't know, actually, my mother had to go ahead and validate this because I remember having, one of those handheld fans.
Yep.
She had gotten it from Avon.
Of course.
And I remember in the middle of my mother and father just using the fan. That was it. It's weird stuff. What about you?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
I can remember before my parents bought their house, and that was in 65, so I was 4. We lived in 2 different apartments, but I remember one of them for some reason at Christmas time. I remember being in my pajamas, and they had got me one of those telescopes that you could look around the corner with.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I can remember, and I actually have a picture of it. And my mother took pictures for everything, but I actually remember sitting there doing that. It's probably about the only one. I mean, we had all kinds of things, but I don't remember. But it was funny.
Was that the time? Was that the day also that you pledged your allegiance to Carl Luzier?
Oh,
It might have
jeez.
been.
Looking around the corner.
Hail the king.
The king. What about you, Kathy? You asked the question, but what about you? Is there something you remember?
Well, that
It was a random
one thing-
question,
Well,
so-
this was
Your
just
third
something
grade
that I
teacher's
had
name?
that memorized.
See, now I'm
that's
trying to
just
remember.
useless
I can't
information.
think
It's
else.
like, I mean, we're full of useless information. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we're in the information
Absolutely.
age,
Yeah.
so it's like there's a ton of useless information
Oh.
stored up there that
Here's
for
one
no
thing,
reason.
and I don't know why I remember this, but in 8th grade, I had Mrs. Curran at Griswold Public Schools, right? And one of the things that we had to do was a newspaper, was it like a diagram
Mhm.
or whatever? And one of the things that, and basically we had to get the newspaper and cut out different types of articles and put it on, like poster board or whatever. There was one thing that I couldn't find, and I don't know what she was talking about. Fillers. She said they were like just 2 little line fillers that don't go with anything, but they're little statements, little sayings just to kind of fill up the page. And we had to have 10 of them. I couldn't find one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So I was like,
And some of the projects they used to make us do in grammar
Oh,
school, you
God,
think about it
yeah.
now, like an insect collection. You know,
Yeah,
we used to have to
yeah.
that was part of a science class.
Yeah.
And you got graded on that thing, you know?
Yep.
But,
We had science fairs.
oh my
We had to
word.
do our science fair project, and
Yeah.
that was awful.
I
That was
can't
just
remember.
awful. But yeah, I mean,
It's
just
just-
a bunch of useless
It's one of
information.
those things that, but like you had said, like we see, one of those things is just poof right
Mhm.
there, and it's always going to be there. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Why? Yeah.
Mhm. Like, do you remember like your childhood phone number?
Yes.
Useless. Why do you need to
My
know
parents
that?
had it
Like,
changed once because we started getting bullshit calls.
Yeah.
And I remember the first number and the second number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in Jewett City that you didn't have to dial 37. You just dial 6.
Really?
Yeah, 65705. That was our number.
Oh.
Yep. If you were calling another Jewett City number, you just dial 6
Mm.
and then whatever the 4
Did
digits
you-
was.
did
You
ever-
just did the rotary phone.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
hand-
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I know. That's what. It's funny though. You were
Did
like,
you
yeah,
ever have
6.
a party line?
I was on one, but that shit was expensive.
It was supposed to save you money.
Oh God, I was on
Because
no,
if two people shared a
no.
number, it was supposed to like
Oh,
Share
share the
Oh
number.
no! I thought you meant
no, party
no.
line. Yeah. My neighbors up the street had one.
Really?
Used to call up and, hey, is Marty there? Oh, I'm sorry, this is the Joneses or whatever. No, okay, I'll call back.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's. I don't know. Just a bunch of useless information stored up there.
What about
just like
emergency
taking up
break-ins?
space. Emergency break-ins. Oh,
You could call the
yes.
operator
and break into someone's phone
and
call.
break in. So and so's trying to break
Oh,
into your
yeah.
call. Will you release?
Yeah. Yep.
That caused my
Mhm.
father not to talk to his brother for probably 15 years because of that.
Whoa!
Oh, my God.
My brother did it, but my aunt had cancer. So my mother was on the phone, and my uncle, he was just an impatient kind of guy, and called the operator, had to break in on the phone. And my mother thought, "Oh my God, what's going on
Right.
with Mary?" Right? And my father was nuts over that. He did not speak to his brother for years.
And that was back in the day before call waiting and all
Yep.
that.
Yeah, caller ID, call
Mhm.
forwarding.
He called a few times, and it was busy. Like you
Right,
don't get
yeah.
busy tones anymore, right?
Yeah.
But it was busy, and he got tired of waiting. He had the operator break in.
How many people remember their very first cordless phone?
Cordless, like house cordless.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
My parents didn't have one. We had one before them.
They had the telescopic antenna,
Oh, yeah.
and those would always break. So then you
Of
buy
course.
the rubber ducky
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
on it.
Got it from Montgomery Ward.
Oh my God.
That's
When they were right here
really-
in Jewett City.
That is
Used to be in the mill.
Really dating yourself. SNH green stamps.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember SNH green stamps?
I remember the Subway stamps.
It ended before
To get your
I
Subway
got old
grinders.
enough, but my mother always did them.
What's that? Yeah. We would go to,
West Main Street in Norwich.
well, yeah, but to get them, my mother would always shop at Broder's in Moose Up or Plainfield. First of all, she goes, well, I like the deli there and then the meats there. But then whenever you spent money,
You got green stamps.
you got green
You
stamps.
got them at
You had-
gas stations.
Yes, you
Yeah.
could fill up books. I can remember one time we had a case of books. Went down, got a toaster.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. I remember, do you remember going to Subway and they'd give you like the stickers
Yes,
and you'd
yes,
have to
yeah.
put them in like little booklet and then you'd get like
Yeah.
a free grinder or
Drink.
something? Or what about the Marlboro Miles?
Oh Jesus!
We used to collect those.
I never
I'll
did.
tell you what; those,
I never
those travel
did.
bags were actually pretty rugged bags. They really were. It was a good bag. Other than
I
you
never did.
advertised Marlboro cigarettes everywhere you went, but
Uh-huh.
Right. I
Yep.
never did
God,
that one.
I remember I had a friend that'd be like, if you see any marbles on the side of the road,
Peel
any
that
packs or whatever, like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
peel it off.
Yeah, the
5
miles.
5
Yeah,
miles.
get the
Yeah.
miles. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you see people walking around with
Walking-
jackets on.
We used to joke that they're going to start giving out iron lungs if you
Yeah.
collect enough. of them, right?
I need 5 more miles before I get lung cancer.
Yeah, I used to smoke 20 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
What do I do? Bingo.
And she was 95.
Yeah.
Now,
Bingo.
Yeah.
I can barely stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so those are some fun things right there. So let's get into what we're one of the things that I wanted to talk about today.
Uh-oh.
It's like a project and that looks like it's just not going to make it. And I know I've said it for more than 3-4 years, and I think other people were on the bandwagon as well. Is that this whole Heritage River thing is not gonna go? I said it for a long time, and my whole basis was two things. When I went to a meeting one time, and this is when they were also attempting to put in the data centers. And then they were saying, well, you know what? We're not going to wait for the infrastructure. We'll go ahead and pay for it and get it done. And Heritage River, those folks were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we have no
let's
objection. I
go."
remember that meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. And that didn't happen. So then the town, which we needed to do it anyway, that road needs infrastructure.
Yeah.
That road is
Mhm.
prime development territory. And now, come to find out, they did not get a grant. That was going to be something. It was going to be paramount for their project.
Mm,
It was important.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously the grants are always nice to have for sure. But from what I remember, the last info session with Heritage River up at the senior center back in, I think, July, end of July, maybe.
Mm.
That's when we were all at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
said that even aside from the grant, they weren't even going to be going for financing until January.
January.
So they, aside from the grant, they had no
Yeah, nothing.
funding. They had no financing.
I went to one of the meetings upstairs in the town hall. I think it was before that second info session, and it was a Zoom with them. And throughout it all, listening to it, and it was finally brought up about money and, what are you going to do? And they admitted that they had not been seeking any funding.
Mhm.
They weren't
Which I
even
didn't understand.
they
I mean,
weren't
this
even
project's
going-
been going
yeah.
on since 2016, and we're not seeking
they
any
weren't
funding.
going after conventional funding at
Yeah.
that point. They were looking philanthropic and all that type of thing, and then like that's never going to fund a project like that.
Mm.
But yet when it got over, there was only a few of us at that. But even the selectmen that were there voiced their opinions and had their doubts about this project going forward at that point. And then it just got worse recently with the electrical requirements and everything that was going on.
Mhm.
You talking about like
recently.
the EV chargers and stuff, or
Well,
on
I don't
top
even
of
know.
it,
I don't
yeah.
even know if that came to the table on them yet. That was just brought up recently, so I don't even know if that got conveyed to them or not. But that was a hell of a shortfall. But
Mhm.
they were waiting for this CIF grant for the infrastructure and the property, and evidently they did not get it. And
Yeah.
I heard a couple things. I heard the town applied for that, but then I heard it was through the YMCA because it had to be a nonprofit.
Right. Yeah.
But the YMCA is not committed to the project. And I
Right.
heard that might have been.
why would you be committed to a project that
That's-
is not even
that's not
really
financed.
there?
Mhm.
YMCA was never committed to it.
It's a pipe dream at
They
this
were
point.
never committed to that.
No.
And it had to be, I heard that it was the YMCA that was applying for that. Whether it was or not, I don't know. But
don't remember.
the sticking point was what happens if they say, well, because the YMCA hasn't committed to that project, why should we give them that SIF grant?
Right.
And it's understandable.
But
To
why
me,
would
it just go ahead.
I was gonna say, why would the YMCA apply for it but not commit? I mean, that makes no sense. Why they would
Well, they're just
do
using
that.
them as a nonprofit to apply for a grant.
Strange.
I mean, it's kind of like
Listen, they were pretty well connected because that lady was at them meetings both
No,
times.
I know.
Didn't have much to say, but she was there.
Mm-hmm.
a for-profit business trying to apply for a nonprofit grant.
Of course.
Mm.
We hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
But the town, why didn't the town apply for it?
I don't know who did for
Okay.
that
Yeah,
for that
that's-
infrastructure,
Yeah,
Grant.
I don't know.
I don't know who
I don't
applied.
remember.
but
So,
It didn't
but
work.
the problem now is if that project is not going to be moving forward, that development firm or whatever, Heritage River, they're that company or whatever you want to call it, owns the land.
correct.
So now what?
sell it.
But what do you do with the water grant that's out there right now? They haven't started the water.
Well, they could still do that, right?
I don't know. I mean, they don't
'Cause
need that.
that's-
They don't need that water tank, obviously, because that was for Heritage only.
Well, I mean, they may need it for something else that comes in there. I don't know. Maybe they won't do the tank. Maybe they'll just do
They
the
can
lines.
run the water main up the road, but
I don't know.
I don't know if you're not fulfilling the request of the grant that you applied for that. How does that work?
I don't know. Good question for upcoming meetings. I don't know.
I would think that if you're not fulfilling the request, how would you get it?
Right, you wouldn't get the money.
Because that one's approved.
That's what I'm wondering, if maybe they'll put a tower in there no matter what, just so it's there and available for whatever development
I mean, the
happens to go in
sewer,
there
all
at
those
some
side
point.
roads. There's probably some interest, I would guess, that they could run up in through there, and people
Yeah.
can tie into that sewer
Yeah.
because it's gravity main at that
Yeah.
point. It's not a force main, so they don't need the pump station.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's probably throws a wrench in a lot of things here with money. What do you do? Do you have to just give it back? I don't know.
I don't know how that works. I have no idea.
Everything was on the back of this Heritage River project,
And it's funny
It was
because
all
based around
brought to that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Susan Beisowitz was down here for the water one, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's funny too because they were never financed.
no,
and
no.
I mean,
They didn't have a dime in the game.
I was gonna say, and I
They
don't.
didn't even bring donuts to the meetings in that stage.
I didn't run into anybody that had 100% faith that project was going. I mean,
No.
everybody that I talked to had doubts of to some degree.
Paul and I said
Of
5
that.
years ago, at least,
Yeah.
that it wasn't ever going to happen.
Hmm. Yeah, it just kept changing.
And then there
changing,
was like 2
changing.
years where nothing did happen.
No, I know, right?
COVID.
It's sad because they kept changing
Mm.
their plans. I mean,
Yeah.
they went through what 3 or 4
I don't-
revisions on
who
that place
knows?
before they
knows?
finally settled on what they were attempting to do
Mm-hmm.
now.
And what you were describing, the latest the statute that was found, where you need 10%
Of your parking spaces.
of your parking spaces need to be EV.
Mhm.
So up there, what was that going to be?
30 spaces.
No,
50 spaces.
50 spaces,
I think,
Ay,
right?
ay, 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 ay.
50,000 a piece.
Or 10,000.
It was 50,000. Somebody said at that last meeting I was at. So it was $2.5 million just in EV chargers,
Unbelievable. That's
and
ridiculous.
the energy for them is huge. So yeah, single phase wasn't going to do it. Remember, you heard it here, right?
It just, I don't, yeah. That whole state statute thing with the EV chargers is just absurd. It's
When
absurd.
September ends.
Yeah. Yeah, but 50
And then-
spaces, that's a lot.
That,
You're not
yeah.
going to get 50. Listen, those 4 apartment buildings down in the back that are
There are-
workforce priced
Yeah,
or whatever
or-
they call
yeah.
them, a fancy name, those people aren't going to be driving EVs.
Mm-mm.
There's no way.
And the affordable housing,
not.
they're not going to be driving. Yeah,
I
no.
can't
mopeds.
afford an EV.
Mhm.
You know,
Mopeds.
But and
rickshaws.
I mean, kind of a side note, but with those EV charging parking spots,
Segway.
can anybody park there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's on private property. I think it's only for tenants, right?
I don't know.
But I think that was also geared towards the retail space that was apparently going there too. No.
I don't know if that's just for residential or
Yeah,
retail.
Well, there was the hope of retail space, but that wasn't in the plan.
Well, there was some. There was some.
Well,
Very
pads, they were going to
small.
put pad sites.
Yeah,
But
there
they
was
had no
small.
commitment for them.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
My thought about this whole project is that this was all a big smoke screen. It was, let's put low income housing here, and I think that was the goal.
Did you follow the history on them people?
Mm.
No,
So there
No,
was
actually-
articles out there. The key guy in that group was tied in with Catholic Charities, and Catholic Charities is like help anybody type of thing, I guess. But they were very key on low income housing and migrants. So there was a development up in New Hampshire that this
I know they're up there, yeah.
same group wanted to do up there, and the town people voted and absolutely said no way, and the town did it anyway, and they all complain. It's all full of you call it what you want, but low income housing, and most of it's immigrants, and it's all being done through Catholic Charities through this group, and there's federal money involved. So this is where they're making their money is doing these projects and bringing in low income people, immigrants, whatever, and the government's paying. So that's how, and it's being done through Catholic Charities as a nonprofit, and just filters down. I mean, there's a few good articles out there about these people. It was not a good thing for town to begin with. A lot of people knew it.
Yeah, I thought the smoke screen was the assisted living, the memory care, all that stuff. I'm thinking, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. It's
That's
low income housing.
Huge money,
Yeah.
to do that.
Would it be great?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Is it needed? Sure.
Absolutely.
And they got one down in Waterford.
Yeah. And then I think they it was like a bait and switch, throw it out there,
Mhm.
YMCA.
Mhm.
YMCA. Oh.
No pool, though.
Oh, but if you
pool,
wanted a
though.
pool, you'd had to get other towns to team up
Right.
with you and put up money to build the pool.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, they just go to Plainfield anyway. It
Right.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sad.
It is. You know, it's too bad.
Let's just go to Plainfield. To
Let's
do
go
it.
to
Isn't that sad.
Let's
that
go to
we-
Plainfield, or some people do. Oh, they used to. I don't know if they still do, but the pool at the hotel.
I don't think they open
over
it to
here.
the public anymore.
Oh, really?
No, that place has been bought and sold.
Oh, I know.
When it was American, it was actually owned by a
It
local.
was privately owned.
It was
Mm.
right, and
It was the guy that owned the Verizon store in Norwich, I believe.
no, it wasn't Scott.
No,
No,
it wasn't Scott. There was another guy in there. I'm sure you know, but anyway.
I know the guy. I can't remember his
Me
name,
either.
but I don't think it was in
No.
in with Verizon. But he would let people go in there and use the pool.
Yeah, you had to pay
You
for
had to
it.
pay like
Yeah.
$30 a month.
but you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. There was
right?
like, yeah.
My
Yeah.
sister used to go there.
Yep. I had one of the kids' birthday parties in
Yep.
there, and
Yeah, and then it was sold. It's been sold, bought and sold.
a couple times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more than that. I think like 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
A group from Cranston bought it out, and then they flipped it within like 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
So, according to the statute for the EV chargers, a municipality shall require each new construction of a commercial building or multi-unit residential building with 30 or more designated parking spaces for cars or light-duty trucks to include electric vehicle charging infrastructure that is capable of supporting level 2 electric vehicle charging stations or direct current fast charging stations in at least 10% of such parking spaces.
That was the other thing too. It's got to be at least level 2. Those are not cheap.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that Better Value better get on that.
New.
New
This is
construction.
new. Each new construction of a commercial building or multi-unit residential building. Ooh, now that I think about it, that wouldn't apply to St. Mary's. It's not new construction.
I don't know how it was brought up, and I thought somebody said something about there was going to be some. I don't know if it's required.
I don't know if it is.
But
Now,
I thought
reading
there
that,
was-
it's
there
not new
was- There was some
construction.
talk about that at that meeting.
Mm,
Cindy says for cars that the majority don't own.
mhm. That's why I was asking if anybody can park in those spots.
And don't want.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. If there's no parking spaces and that's all that's available, is there anything preventing you from parking in one of those
Oh,
if you
hell,
don't
I'd
have an
park
EV?
there.
I know you
I'd
would,
park right
especially in Anthony's, right?
Yeah, especially
But
when,
if it's
especially when they're
provided,
closed, they'll still get something.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I know the ones that a lot of them were free because they were trying to promote
Mhm.
this whole EV crap. But I don't know if they all have switched over to you have to pay now. To sit there
I
and
don't
do
know.
that. I don't know.
I think you do. I mean,
always
I don't know
see-
if there's anybody with EVs on here, but if
Well, there's only, like I know with Teslas, there were at first all vehicles
included
get-
for free
exactly, and they still do for certain models.
if you have it.
My friend has one.
Yep.
And then there are still a couple of models that still include it,
Oh,
but
really?
it's the upper
yeah.
Oh, okay.
upper echelon models. You
That
know,
rolling garbage can
Yeah.
and the wheels, the truck.
but
All
there are ones that
Let's call it
do
what
not.
it is. It's a
Yeah.
truck, right?
But there's ones that don't.
Right.
You know, so and and I asked, I said, well, how much is this? You know, to go ahead and it's comparable to filling your tank up with
Yeah.
gas.
Is it? So is it taxed? Does any of that go to the state
I don't
when
know.
they charge?
I don't know.
Like gas is?
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
If it's
If
not
it's
now,
not, it's gonna be,
yeah.
right?
It's gonna be.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's taxed.
Yeah.
If you got EverSource, it's taxed.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's I haven't heard anything.
All of that, though. I mean, this is
I haven't
right
looked-
from the town that
I haven't looked at any of the upcoming agendas of you guys for any
No,
is this on
no.
any of the agendas coming up for anything?
To me, I mean, this whole heritage river thing to me is kind of sad to me because there was a lot of good benefits, but I just feel like I had like somebody threw a carrot in front of me, and it's like, come on. Oh no.
Yeah.
you could never get that carrot, though.
Yeah.
I know.
It's too bad because it's prime up there for
Yeah,
development.
something better should be there for
Something
that.
something that
Something that adds to the tax base,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
They don't want tax abatements like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Heritage started going down that road too.
Yeah, it doesn't draw on our emergency services
Yep.
and our school system and all of that.
I mean, the
But-
exact words from the email that went out was, "It is unfortunate and unlikely that this project will move forward."
Mhm.
And that's from Town Hall.
Mhm.
So
Yep. So I don't know. I guess keep a lookout for upcoming meetings. I'm sure it'll be discussed somewhere at some
what do
point.
we do now? Well, you
Yeah.
can't do nothing.
No, they own,
They own the property,
They own
so
the
you
land.
Can't do anything with it. You're kind of hogtied on that
Yeah.
one.
But then I'm wondering though, there had been some, not discussion, but we've been told that there's some interest in other properties up there, but obviously they couldn't say anything. So I don't know if there's
Somebody mentioned the
still
Stott
other.
property.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Somebody that
Okay.
was brought up in conversation. Nothing came about, but it was
Yeah.
brought up.
So I'm wondering if there's any other interest in any of those other properties up
I
there.
think that would be the biggest piece, really, because that's
Yeah.
that's the closest to the highway.
Yeah, close to the high. Yeah, it is.
But what's going to go there?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Now we're
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
we're kind of back into
I would
I've
love
got plenty of
throwing things in
ideas.
the air.
I just don't have the money
I would love
to
to see,
build anything.
and maybe plenty of other people too, but I think ShopRite needs to have a presence up here.
Mm.
Because you got Big Y, you got Better Value, you got Walmart, and you got all of that in Norwich. I go to Norwich.
I
for
believe
ShopRite.
they were approached.
They originally talked about going in the Ocean State job lot property in the back there.
Oh.
They were talking about doing it, and I don't know, for whatever reason it fell through. I don't know if it was economics that just didn't support it. But
We hear the
There
old
was-
adage, "Well, there's not enough rooftops."
That's
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking of. That was because wasn't there one they were looking at next to Walgreens? They were and they said that not enough rooftops. Was that the one? Because I think Paul had mentioned that. Was it the one next to
I think
Walgreens?
ShopRite
They were
would do
looking
well.
to
They
put
don't have to
something in there?
build a big, huge one, but I think they would do well because, listen, I don't like Big Y.
No.
I don't like their phony sales and all that stuff that they have.
Do they still do the coins and all that? That used to
No, I
drive
think-
me
I think
nuts.
it
I'm like,
stopped.
I don't need
Yeah, I
coins.
think
and
that stopped.
Well, there was the silver coin and the
yeah,
gold
gold
coin. The
coin.
silver coin
I
did
never
nothing.
Yeah.
understood even what they were
You need to
for, or
have
how
a
to get them, or I didn't.
Pillowcase full of silver coins.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not going to be carrying these things
Nope.
around. I avoided Big Y at all costs. I was not a
I
fan.
don't like that. Oh, if you buy two, we'll give you three free, but you're paying triple the price on that
On
two.
the two, yeah.
You know?
All of a
Mhm.
sudden, chicken breast was $8.99
Yeah.
a pound.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
my father picking up a couple things of ice cream over there one day. I took him to get some stuff. And I says, "What are you doing, Dad?" And he says, "Oh, I want my ice cream." I said, "Well, we'll go over to ShopRite and get it." We're here. I says, "But Dad, you're paying $7 and change for that ice cream." I says, "I can go over there and it's on sale for $1.99."
Yeah.
I says, "Yeah, but I got two free." I says, "Yeah, but you're still
He's
paying
paying
more than
more.
$1.99. You know, you don't get it, right?
I still say we need a Costco or an IKEA over there.
Costco would be good.
Costco would be
But you
great.
know what, though?
Costco would be bad for my wallet.
East Line's
If it
25
was like-
minutes. You
I
know what
know it's really not that bad, but there's nothing else up this way. Like I was thinking that would draw more Rhode Island people. You get people all from the Quiet Corner coming down for that.
And Walmart for groceries, that's just not it.
Mm.
There's not any really from Waterford, Niantic area up from there. There are no warehouse clubs.
No.
Mm-mm.
On the
No.
Eastern Connecticut corridor.
I think the only other one, I think there's a BJ's in Willimantic. Is there a BJ's in
Yes.
Willimantic? I think that's
okay,
it.
but going the 395
Right,
corridor,
yeah,
there's
no,
nothing.
there's nothing. Mm-mm. Nope. I think, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I don't get that.
and I think a truck stop had looked at some property here at one point too, I think, but they said it wasn't large enough.
Well, that's the problem. Those properties over there are good size, but I don't think you could build a Costco or a BJ's in there.
No?
Sure,
I don't
why
know.
not?
You think so? You
I don't
think there's
know.
enough land there?
I don't know.
Any
I don't
one
know how
any
much they
one
need.
property is big enough?
Yeah, Heritage River.
Is it?
It's not, I
don't
mean,
know.
it's the size of a big Walmart. It's really all that it is.
Mm.
You need a big parking lot too, though,
That's-
because they have
oh,
gas.
They also have gas.
Look at
Yeah,
Costco's parking lot.
That
Yeah.
parking lot does suck,
I know it.
especially with all of the
meat.
no, with all of the construction going on
Oh,
around
yeah,
it now.
yeah.
It's a cluster down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Big boxes of cereal.
I do need to go down. I was just there like a week ago.
Do you have a membership?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
We just
But-
got one.
I like it better than BJ's.
I do too.
I got both, and I like
Yeah.
it better than BJ's.
Yeah, me too. They have free samples. Not I don't really do the samples, but
Yeah.
the kids do. Rich does. You know, he'll go around. If I can't find them, I just got to look where the samples are.
That's
It's
a
usually
lunch,
around
man.
there somewhere.
Down one and back up
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah.
And by the time you go back again, they forgot who you were. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
It's for me, like I don't do the samples.
But if you go in every day,
I
you
find
know.
it annoying though, because like where they put the sample carts, it like backs up traffic,
yeah.
and it's like get out of the way.
Yep.
Like trying to get through, damn it! I'm trying to get some shopping done, and there's like a crowd of people trying to get their little one bite
Yeah.
of like you know
A granola
pizza.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, stop.
Stop.
But it backs everything up. But they have Christmas stuff out, just so you know.
Oh,
if anyone's
geez.
looking for their Christmas
I
stuff,
was there. We went a couple days ago, a week ago or so.
Mhm, me too. Yeah,
Yeah, and I had to get $1.50 hot dog and a soda.
yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I had
We
to do
talked
it.
about
Yeah,
that.
the Christmas they've had Christmas stuff out for quite a while now,
Mm.
but
That's depressing.
yeah, it really is.
It's not
I
even
like
Halloween
walked
yet.
in, I'm like, really? I mean, I have to say it's probably been out at least a month or
Oh
so.
my God.
The Christmas stuff there.
Well, I got a thing. These little magazines. My neighbor got one yesterday. Magazines, these Amazon magazines or something, and one was all toys.
Oh,
And it's like like a
like a
the
catalog.
big Reader's Digest, not
Yeah.
a thick one, but like
Yeah.
a big Reader's Digest. I got one. It was all toys, and my neighbor got one yesterday. I forget it wasn't toys, but it was another one. It was an Amazon catalog. thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never saw that. I'm surprised they would even waste money printing something like that out.
And it's a magazine type of thing.
So
Interesting.
I want to totally change subject here.
Let's do it.
Get into something else, and unfortunately, it's not any happier of a subject. But
Oh, great. We're looking forward to it. Let her rip.
Pete Rose passed away yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, baseball, right?
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took me a minute. I'm like, am I supposed to know?
No,
who this
bongo
is?
player.
Okay, I know. I'm like,
83 years old, 4,256 hits.
Should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
I think so too.
was this the one that was in trouble for like betting or something
Yeah.
years ago? Okay.
So he admitted to gambling on baseball.
Mhm.
But I guess the big dagger was they said he was gambling on his own team.
Correct.
That's probably a bit of more of a problem.
But he said he never gambled on his own team.
Okay.
And then it was, well, I never bet on my own team to lose.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
anyway,
So he bet on his own team. All right, got it.
Yeah.
So
So he was kicked out of baseball and everything.
mhm.
Shunned.
and could never could never be in the Hall of Fame and all
Correct.
of that. But I think anybody who
Well, he
follows
could've.
baseball,
He got up there a couple of times, but they wouldn't let him in.
yeah. But I think anyone that follows baseball, they know he should be in there.
Of course.
Like, I mean, he's like an
He
honorary
was certainly
member.
qualified to be.
Yeah.
He has more hits than any other
Yeah.
major
Yeah.
league player.
Yeah.
So who's number 2? Ty Cobb, right? To turn of the century and last century, by the way, and was a scumbag.
Mhm.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
But did he bet on his team?
Oh, he did some shit though. Look it
But
up.
Not
apparently
that
it's
anybody knows of.
but apparently it's betting on your team that's really,
Yeah.
where they draw the line.
And he surpassed Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
So his batting, his at bats that resulted in hits. What does that have anything to do with gambling?
Unsportsmanlike conduct? I don't
He
know.
was there to play the game.
I have no idea.
You know,
It's Charlie Hustle, man.
And I mean, and I would say, and I don't know a lot of, I don't follow baseball, but any sport or anything, I mean, if there's got to be rules, there's got to be consequences, right? But if you take the consequence and you deal with it and whatever, you're kicked out of baseball, whatever, I mean, there should be rules that allow you, all right, well, once this time period lapses, then you qualify or
Yeah,
something like that.
lifetime ban.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. And
Now
that's,
his life is over.
right.
Right.
So
now
maybe
does he
now.
go in?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah. Well, if I was his family, I'd be saying "f you"
Yeah.
at that
Yeah,
point.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Screw you.
Well, if they said lifetime
Listen, even-
ban, I mean that's But
Even,
what do they call
murderers go to jail
posthumous?
and get a chance to get out at some point, and make their lives
Well, that's
right.
what I'm
but
thinking. Like,
Jesus Christ, that guy,
Yeah.
because he wagered a couple bets, stupid.
what do they call it? Posthum.
posthumously.
Yeah, there you go. I
Something
could never
that.
say
I can't
it.
even say
Yeah.
it either.
Mm.
Like I can spell it, but I can't pronounce it. But yeah, maybe wouldn't that be something? Maybe now he will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and if
'Cause
I
it's
was
a
his
lifetime
family,
ban.
I'd be like going up
No.
there, going flipping them off,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
accept it, and then go there and do the acceptance speech,
Mhm.
and just
Just
throw up the double birds
Mhm.
and say nah and leave.
yeah. Thanks anyway.
because you know
Or
what?
just not show up.
Huh?
Make a statement and just not show up.
So you know,
Tell them you're going to be there, but don't go.
Mhm.
how crappy would that be? He lost $100,000 on the bet and his opportunity to get into Cooperstown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Also, Donut says.
Yeah, I don't follow
I'm
baseball.
sure
so I
there's
wouldn't
plenty
know.
that should be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and some that shouldn't be.
Shoeless Joe Jackson. He had nothing to do with the Black Sox scandal. He was a pawn. Banned. You were going to say?
I was just gonna say Dikembe Mutombo died also.
Yeah, you see that?
Yes.
I was more of a basketball fan than I
Yeah.
was baseball.
Brain cancer.
Yeah, I saw
really?
that. Yeah,
Yeah. That sucks.
that had to have been ugly. Oof,
Oh, yeah.
awful.
Any of that is like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, it's been like the last few days. It's been like one after another.
Oh,
They're
I
dropping
know.
like flies. Yeah,
Yeah.
Deadpool has
dropping
just
like
been.
flies. Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Yep.
People have been filling up their bingo cards.
Big
Yeah.
names. Yeah. A lot of big names.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All of a sudden.
Let's see. It started with James Earl Jones a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
It's just kind of like, this is CNN.
I know
Poof.
that voice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, we're
couldn't
getting
even-
to the end of the year, so we'll see. There might be a couple
well,
more.
death has its quota.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like handing out speeding tickets. You know, what I mean?
Mm.
Nah.
Yeah.
Two things of life are guaranteed. You'll be born and you're gonna die, right?
Yep.
I'm never gonna die.
Immortal, huh?
I don't think anybody really dies. I think you just move on.
Yeah. Hope to think.
You wanna know something really kind of creepy? I don't know if I told you this, and I may or may not have told you, but I call it a memory or what, but I have whatever it is, this reoccurring vision in my head of being in a box and them throwing dirt on me, and I could hear the pebbles still,
Ugh.
you know, and I'm like,
So it wasn't one of the rent a boxes from Amazon that you were in?
No.
Oh, okay.
no, this is, it was like
That's creepy.
hundreds of years ago.
Oh, I see what
You
you're
know,
saying.
Like a
okay.
reincarnated soul. Reincarnated.
I don't know what it
Mm.
is, but all I know is I just fade to black, and that was the end of it.
Have you heard
There was no pain. There was no
Have you heard the
like buried alive kind of thing.
Ugh.
I will tell you, I'm claustrophobic as now.
Have you heard the I don't know hypothesis, but like they say go toward the light.
Mm.
Yeah,
That the light is actually
your brain shutting down.
Nope, it's actually you being born somewhere else because you're
I've
coming
never heard
out.
that.
You're coming out into the light.
I've never heard that.
So you go toward the light, and one part of you dies, and you're reborn. You're being born somewhere else.
I
That's
never
what the light
heard that
is.
one.
Mhm. Yeah, think about that one.
Yeah, it's a doctor's headlamp.
That'll.
Oh, how'd I get here? I don't know. I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah, who knows? There's only one way to find out.
No, I don't know. The whole thing creeps me out.
For the local folks,
Oh boy.
there's a certain guy,
Oh, yeah.
local guy who likes to feed cats
Yep.
and throw food out on people's properties and things to try to
Sidewalks and,
feed.
yep.
So there's been a sighting. He's out doing his work today.
He was in Walmart.
Oh,
doing it.
he's on Mathewson Street apparently as of a few minutes ago.
He
So
was doing it in Walmart.
keep an eye out.
Yesterday, I think. Yeah.
I saw that he was in
You
the
could be
parking lot or
kidding me.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
So, in other words,
watch your cats. Hide your wife. Hide your kids.
What was he looking for in Walmart?
they're
Like
eating
this-
the dogs. They're eating the cats.
like there's stray cats in Walmart
I
parking lot.
have no idea. I don't know.
Guys are not dudes.
Yeah. Well, there's been a sighting, so
I just
What are
don't-
they gonna do
Watch
to
your
him?
cats.
What are they gonna do?
they can't do anything to him. That's the
He's not
problem.
stealing cats, is he?
He's
No,
ta-
yeah, well, he
Oh.
has, yes.
But he brings them
brings
back.
them back after he's
Neutered.
made them. Yeah, after he's had them fixed.
Yeah.
Not
and
his
they're-
cats.
And they're actual people. But what he's doing is, when he's feeding what he thinks are feral
It's-
cats
yeah,
or
right.
wild cats or whatever.
Yep.
So he's throwing food down on in people's yards. Like he'll walk into like someone's backyard to like go get a cat. But it's attracting raccoons and possums and all
he
sorts
dumps
of other
piles of
things.
it out of bags and on the sidewalks
Mhm.
because he knows his cat's under somebody's porch. So
Mhm.
and he puts the have a hot traps or whatever he
Or
does to
whatever,
catch
I
the
don't-
cats because if they're ferals, you're not catching them. But then he takes them to the vet and he gets them neutered and
I don't know. Melissa's daughter catches feral cats all the time.
really. Usually they're not too friendly towards people.
Mm-mm.
They don't trust people.
If they're truly feral, I mean, if they're
I think they get the babies,
oh,
because.
that's
But then again, you can make a feral cat.
Yes. You
yeah.
know.
We had one. We called her the bitch because she was nasty when
Well,
we
a
were
girl
little.
I work with,
Oh, they
she
were-
still lives in New London. She's very big into that.
Yeah.
She's got a little feral community in her backyard,
Mhm.
and she feeds them and all that. She had them neutered. They clipped the ear, the whole 9 yards, and they come around and she feeds them. They're not, you're not going to pick them up, and they're not that kind of cat for the most part. But they're just they don't only trust their own.
Yeah.
That's all they trust.
But
Well,
I was gonna say this issue isn't so much really the cats. But it's all the other stuff that's
People
being
came to public health
attracted.
and safety over
Yeah,
there.
I know. They've
We had
been to
a
the
cat.
borough. Yeah.
we had a cat. Well, it was actually Melissa's cat. And when we moved to Canterbury, well, it took off. But it would come back every like month or whatever. And he would just do his Colonel. And he would be outside and stuff like that. And we'd try to let him in and stuff like that. And he wouldn't. And then finally he would come in. But he was like,
Yeah.
he's pissed off at the world, whatever. We gave him food and stuff like that. Then he would take off.
Mhm.
And then every so often we would see him, right?
Yep.
So then we would go over to the ice cream place up on 169 in Canterbury.
Mhm.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
That one is gone. Yeah.
Right. It was in a trailer.
Yep.
It was a pretty cool place. So we would go over there, and one time we went there we would walk Howie and Henry over there when they were pups, and there's Colonel just sitting there. Apparently the people he had moved like 2 houses down, right? So I guess he lives in their barn at this point, right? But they took him to the vet.
Oh.
They said got his shots, even though he'd already had all of that.
Yeah.
But they were doing it, and we looked at it, and they said, "Oh, do you know Cry Cry?" And we went, "Who's Cry Cry?" And I said, "That's Colonel." And Colonel, yeah, that's her cat. Colonel, we call him Cry Cry because he doesn't ever shut up. I'm like, what a dumb freaking name that is.
I think that's
Cry
funny.
Cry.
I think it's funny.
Stupid. So anyway, we moved back. That's when we moved back to Jewett City, and Melissa made the decision. We'll just leave Colonel there.
Oh no.
Right? Well, she gets a message. I don't know, maybe 6 months later, on Facebook. The people bolted. They left the cat.
Oh my God.
Oh.
They said, so if you want. So they went and got Colonel,
Huh.
trapped him, and then brought him home.
Mm.
And he spent the last year and a half of his life
Mhm.
at
with you-
home.
back with you
Okay.
guys. Aw.
So he was like, I don't know. I don't know how old she said he was. Maybe he wasn't very old, 11 or 12.
Mm.
Mm.
Sounds like he had a bit of a rough
for
life.
an outdoor
though.
cat,
yeah.
that's a good life. I
Mhm.
had one that made 16 as an outdoor cat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So he, but he was an outdoor cat to begin with. That was the
Yeah.
funny thing.
Yeah.
When she had him, but it was in a residential area
Mhm.
and all that. But now it's like we're never letting him out again.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it took him about 2 weeks, 3 weeks of
Oh, I
Mm.
bet.
and everybody,
Mm.
and then finally, and then he just
He settled down. And,
and he was fine for a while, and then started pooping everywhere,
Yeah.
started getting sick, and then we ended up.
Yeah.
He's still in our hutch.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
in a different form now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one that showed up on my.
Wasn't
back,
my cat, but I always felt because I was always close with Colonel.
showed up on my back porch. He's an orange tiger cat, and I don't believe anybody in my neighborhood owns him. I don't know if it was a drop off at one point, but all of a sudden he just started showing up. So I feed him. I put a bowl of food and water out there. He usually
Sure.
comes around 9:30 every night, and you see him. I know he's there because my cats are sitting at the door, and they sit there and they just look at each
Watch
other.
it. Yeah, watch each other.
He's comfortable enough now. If I walk in the kitchen and go over by the door to see if he's there, he'll stay there. He used to just take off, but he'll stay there. And he meows and all that. And I couldn't let him in. I mean,
Not with your
he probably
cats,
wouldn't
like-
come in anyway.
No.
But it would be chaos if I did it.
Mhm.
But
Didn't you
Um,
have a possum that showed up one night
the
too?
possum one night, I thought, I was like, I look outside one morning and the food was all over the place. I'm like, I call the cat Ralphie, right? I don't even know. So I says, Jesus Christ, Ralphie made a mess last night, And I go look at the afterwards. And the next night I look out there and there's a damn possum out there eating the cat food. I'm like, no, it wasn't him.
Oh
He
my
eats
God.
everything, believe me. Possum just makes a mess.
You should get the Paul Lash branded Catio.
The catio.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You know, it's funny.
I'm Paul Lash, and I don't like anybody, but I like my cats.
All 12 of them.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's funny though. He said he had that catio built and none of them use it.
Yeah. Spent, I don't know, $1,100, $1,200, whatever it was.
No, I don't think you said that much.
I think he
It was
said
like
$600.
$7.
He
Yeah.
said
No, I
600,
thought it was
yeah.
more than that. Okay.
No.
But
No, 'cause
yeah.
my friend Mike built it.
Yeah, I know.
And he's
yeah.
like, yeah, they don't. He's like, freaking things don't even use it. But I think that's
Yeah,
funny.
I think it's hilarious too, because then you can build off of those.
Oh, sure.
It's like tubes and stuff in your backyard.
Yep.
What the hell's Paul doing out there?
Oh my
Nothing. You know what I
God.
mean?
That's
He's
funny.
mowing it for nobody to walk on it. So should be like my neighbors behind me.
12
Maybe.
cats. My God.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh no.
One dog's enough for me. I'm good with that.
Well, we have two.
Yeah.
Right. We have two,
Mhm.
and they're both Samantha's.
Mhm.
Samantha would have 40 cats if it was up to her,
Oh, two
and,
cats.
she may when she gets in her own place sometime before
Mhm.
she's, I think around 40, she'll be about that age, and then
Should be cat lady.
she'll be the crazy cat lady. I
Mm.
really, because she's the crazy cat kid now.
Hmm.
So anyway, we had one time we had 4, but 2 of them were mine. So I had who was it? Randy, who I loved. He would sleep with me, and he was just. And then I had with Pumpkin, who I didn't give a crap about. And they're fox poop now. So that was out in Canterbury,
Mm,
where most things become cat poop.
yep.
Or fox poop and cat poop. So
Watch your kids.
watch your kids, watch your kids, watch your cats.
Mhm.
Then they said, "Oh, well, it must be the what are those the crazy the wild cats? They're not really cats.
Oh,
but
the bobcats.
no. They're very screechy sounding.
Oh,
Oh, Fisher cats.
Fisher
Yeah,
cats.
which aren't
okay,
even
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
they
right.
have no interest in humans. And you know what? They have no interest in cats.
I don't think they're actually cats though.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they look
no.
more like beavers
Yeah.
or whatever, or some sort of
Yeah,
rodent.
they
but-
sound horrific.
I know.
Ugh.
I know.
God.
I know. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with this.
40 cats later.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So now we're down to 2 cats, and both of them are Samantha's cats. One's an orange tiger who's can't stand it, and then we're down to 1 cat. We're
Male or
feeling-
female?
Male.
Okay, yeah. Females are
He,
rare.
he don't even like her.
Females are
He
rare.
swats at her for crying out loud. She's like
Jeez.
this.
Sounds
You
like you
know.
need to leave the door open for that one.
Maybe
Just
you
saying.
should walk your dog
Maybe-
when that happens.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So then it was like, Ma, we have this other cat over here, and it's just ma. It's a beautiful cat. It's white. It's here's a picture. Okay, let's get it. Okay. So now we have 2 cats.
Well,
So then her and her boyfriend have a cat that lives at her boyfriend's house.
Oh my god.
But every so often visits us in our house.
Oh.
So I'm watching TV the other night, and all of a sudden, who the is this?
Is that the one that you woke up in the middle of the night and it wasn't? Is it that one?
Yeah, it was like, then I went upstairs and he just kind of strutting on
Yeah.
back.
So that was that cat. Okay.
Zuko.
Oh, his name's Zuko.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
Zuko's like, looks like a panther for crying out loud. He's big. So it's like,
Oh my god.
all right. I'm a little afraid. No, very, very friendly cat and stuff like
Yep.
that. So I said to Melissa the next day, I said, when did we acquire a 3rd cat?
Mm-hmm. Surprise.
When did we acquire a 3rd cat?
Just real quick
It's an addiction problem.
to change the subject, just real quick. Anybody fans of The Simpsons?
Uh-oh.
Not really.
Who went paws up?
They've unexpectedly aired their season finale. I guess they already, I don't know, it's some big topic on here. Everyone's going nuts because they unexpectedly aired a finale.
Huh.
So people are like,
No
oh,
more
what's going
Simpsons.
on? I don't watch it, but it says fans are left stunned, which I'm sure that's probably a little exaggerated, but
Probably not for some fans.
I'm wondering if like the whole, like, I'm surprised it's even still running.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know it was even still running, but
Yeah.
it sounds like, I mean, I don't know if it's ending or not. I don't know. But anyway, if you're a Simpsons fan,
happened?
go check it
Did
out.
something like
No, it just says The Simpsons unexpectedly aired its series finale. Fans are left stunned.
so somebody's stupid
So-
at Fox, for doing that.
Or it's a stunt,
Could be.
knowing
be.
The Simpsons.
Yeah, right.
The Simpsons.
What was
So
that- what was
if
that
you're a
other one
fan,
they
go
had,
check it out.
With the hills. What was the name of that one? It was another one of them cartoon shows.
Oh, King of the Hill?
King of the Hill.
That
Yeah,
one?
they all sit around drinking beer. And
Yeah, that one, yeah.
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 That was kind of a funny show. That
Peg!
Beavis,
Peggy!
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead. Who
Oh,
can forget
Jesus.
that?
And what's the other one with the giggity Quagmire?
Quagmire, that's
What's-
Family Guy.
Family Guy. That
Oh,
one.
I love that. I love yeah. I love Family Guy. Lois.
For whatever reason, I used to
Lois.
watch Beavis and Butthead. But
Oh, yeah, I did too.
Oh yeah, I think
Back
we all
in the day.
did.
South Park. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God.
I never got into that one.
Oh, that I would crack up.
People that
Heartland
really,
is
people
the
that really
best.
didn't walk. I mean, just
It was, oh God.
All right, well, we're talking about nothing now.
They
so,
killed Kenny. You
yeah.
bastard.
You bastard. We're out of here. No show tomorrow. It's swim day, so we'll see you on Psychic Thursday. And
Who's coming in?
the Psychic-
Paul.
Do we know? Paul's coming in Thursday?
No,
Oh,
No. It's probably you.
All right. I do have it blocked off on my
Yeah,
work
I
calendar.
thought it was you anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Psychic Thursday with the